2020, I learned Forex trading, made videos on it, and went pretty viral. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about my journey from then to now and what the future holds. So back in 2020, I was a freshman in college, and one day we got the message that there was a virus and that we were being sent home. So I left school, went back home, and for a while I just felt stuck. I was bored. I didn't know what to do. I barely had any social interaction. I come from an immigrant family who's lower middle class, and I always felt like a broke college student. When you go to college, you meet people who are from such different backgrounds. You meet trust fund babies and people who are getting their whole college education paid for by their parents, people who go on extravagant family vacations, and people whose parents pay for an apartment for them to live in during college. So my eyes definitely opened up going from a small suburban city to a big college campus and seeing the way that different people live their lives. Coming from a background, I always had this goal of financial freedom and being able to take
We got internet problems here. It's crazy. I can't stream a video. In the United States of America, we can't stream videos. Fucking crazy. Pause this real quick. Anyway, while that loads, just so you know, a lot of people jump into Forex without studying the fundamentals and making a decision on what type of trader they want to become. And so they run into problems where they blow their accounts or they waste their money trading emotionally. I have made mistakes in the past. Very similar to her story during the pandemic, I got into Forex trading and crypto trading. And what you find out very quickly is because it's very emotional driven, especially if you're coming from a desperate situation where you have to make money, you don't have income. Those are, if you're not careful, if you don't have a strategy, a plan, well written plan that you're being disciplined to follow, you will lose your money. And that happened to me. And so that's what this video is about. I'm still waiting for some clear connection here. And then we'll go back to watching it. But just understand that it is a legitimate source of income. There are people who have made millions of dollars trading Forex or trading securities, but they're very disciplined. To be successful, whether you're a day trader, a scalping trader, or if you trade on the monthly or yearly, whatever your plans are, you have to have it written down and stick to it. And what that means is sometimes it's, people talk about strategies and plans and it's not very clear. What that means is if you've decided, okay, I'm going to watch this particular time frame, say for instance, as a day trader, you trade the daily time frame. You decide, you first pick the structure of the market, you decide on what the pattern, if you're a pattern trader, you identify your pattern, if it's there, if it's not. The structure will tell you if you're going to trade an uptrend or if you're going to trade down a downtrend, or if you're going to long the market or short the market. Then you switch to the 4-hour time frame. You identify the structure and identify the pattern as well, and then you go to the 15-minute time frame and that's where you identify if the structure and the pattern on the 15-minute is congruent with the uh, other time frames that you've analyzed. And if it matches up, then you place your trade. You place your trade on the 15-minute. The 15-minute. You also want to make sure you have your stop loss. Your stop loss will be 25 pips below your entry point, and your take profit should be double your stop loss, your position, the position of your stop loss. Now, this is a rough idea of what a plan is. So every time you go into the market, you execute the same plan every single time, like a machine without emotions. Then on a probability, over time, you'll be able to gauge um, your success rate in percentage, whether you're successful 50% of the time, 60% of the time. By the way, 50% success rate is pretty good in when it comes to trading the market. And that's what it looks like. That's what a plan looks like. You have to remove all emotions, because whether you win and you get excited or you lose and you're sad, those don't have any place in the market. You have to be able to divorce yourself from your emotions and execute. And if you analyze the market and you don't see a trade, don't force it. Just shut it down and go do something else, and come back and analyze. The market will always give you opportunities. This is a 24/7. Well, crypto is 24/7, but the market is ongoing. There's always going to be an opportunity to make market and to take money off the market. So give yourself that opportunity. Don't force it. Don't be emotional. That way you don't blow your account. Let me see if we have enough bandwidth to continue the video. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you are, you know, I hope that you've expressed gratitude to God before you started whatever endeavor that you're doing, because the fight between good and evil, good eventually wins, but it takes all the good people to come together. God's army have to come together and profess the truth and speak truth, um, and thank God and worship God, because the people on the evil side, they're relentless. They're very devoted. And when you look around the things that are happening in the world, there's a clear evidence. There are multiple evidence that there's a blanket of evil over this world. And it takes people who have decided that enough is enough, and we're identifying with God, and we're on the good side, and we're going to stand strong and speak out and speak truth. That's what it takes. It takes every one of us, uh, you know. But we're talking about forex and we're talking about trading the market, and making a living out of it, or earning some money out of it. And I wanted I wanted to watch some videos about people who have attempted it, why they backed out of it, or why they're successful with trading. And I know a lot of people have some horror stories, but there are people who have success stories as well. So it's all subjective. But the objective truth about forex or trading is that it is a legit source of income. There's money to be made. So you just have to learn the skill if you're interested in it, and not be dismissive about it and say, oh, well, it's all a scam, or it's not, it doesn't work, or whatever negative comment that you may conjure up or conclude because you had a negative experience. Um, but a skill requires time and requires effort. As long as you keep exposing yourself to that, to learning that skill and practicing on a daily, you just get better at it and you improve your success rate. Okay. I don't think this internet's gonna get better. Oh, let me do this. I'm about to do this. My live connection is still active, so let's see what we're gonna do here. Put music here. Play some music while I set up some stuff. See if we can get it back on. Okay, doesn't look like we're. Let's try it now. Maybe it'll work.
Take my finances into my own hands, especially as the oldest child in my house and being a girl, I might add. I just always wanted money to get my hair done or get my nails done or buy new clothes for me and my siblings or get us a haircut. So that's when I discovered Forex trading. It was all the rage in 2020. I swear it was one of the biggest buzzwords. Everyone was talking about it, everyone was trying it, everyone was doing it. And when I discovered it, I was looking at it like, I want to try this. And what is there to lose? I felt like it was going to be a good challenge, especially being stuck at home. However, of course, most people got into it through IML, but I never joined any sort of those groups. I learned on my own and took courses I found on my own.
Yeah,
So
I
because
joined
I
one of
wasn't
those
part of
groups.
any of those groups, when I was doing it, I felt super alone. I noticed that there wasn't a lot of young black women who came from backgrounds like mine doing it. So that's why I decided to post YouTube videos and share what I was learning so people who came from similar backgrounds like mine could learn what I was learning as well. So as I was learning, I demo traded, I live traded, I was looking at charts day and night. You can ask my siblings. I would wake up, look at the charts, and I would fall asleep looking at the charts. But for me, Forex trading was not just about the money, even though that was cool. It was about the knowledge that I gained along the way. I was learning so much about the world and myself. But not only that, you're learning a new system. I was learning technical analysis, which is looking at the charts. I was learning fundamental analysis, which is staying up to date, reading the news. I learned risk management. All of that became second nature. While I never got super rich, I made a decently consistent profit. And this allowed me to do something incredibly cool my last year of school, which was studying abroad. While I was studying abroad, I was able to travel to over 10 countries. I visited countries that I never imagined I would be visiting as a 20-year-old. I went to the UAE, I went to Morocco, I went to Turkey, I went to Greece. It was honestly so amazing, and I made the most incredible memories along the way. So by traveling and by seeing the world, I was also meeting some really cool digital nomads and just realizing the power of what financial freedom can give you. But Forex trading also wasn't about the money or the trips. It was about the mindset as well. It showed me the power of money, but more importantly, that financial independence is achievable for people like me. People who weren't taught finances growing up, people who didn't know how to invest, and people who didn't know what a credit card was. Society makes it seem like having control of your finances and the bar off. But for me, trading proved that that was a lie. The markets are there, the tools are available, and you have the power to learn and succeed. It's not about who you are, it's not about where you come from, it's not about whether you have the brand new iPhone. Trading is a game that anyone can play. In college, I felt like I always needed a plan B because that's what society tells you. And sadly, I gave in to that. As I was exploring this new venture, all my mates around me were focused on going to grad school and getting a good job. So I felt like I had to do the same. So being someone who loves numbers and loves charts, I studied statistics and data science, and I'm proud to say that I graduated last year with a bachelor's in statistics and data science. And now I have moved to New York City and I'm working at a big tech company. So this move and starting this big girl job has left me with little time, to say the least. So I feel like I haven't had as much time for passions anymore. So college, work, moving, my job just kind of put trading on the back burner. But as I was feeling more motivated and getting grasp of my time and trying to get back into trading again, some issues arose within the trading industry. Now, let's be honest, Forex trading is not all sunshine and roses, especially for the everyday trader in the US. Lately, the industry has been feeling, well, a little shady. Main brokers a lot of us learned and grew on, such as KOT Forex, Hugo's Way, and Sway Markets, have been removed from MetaTrader or just disappeared entirely. Some with no warning, and some moved on to some a little bit questionable platforms. And too often, when someone is recommending a new broker, they get a huge kickback when they refer someone to the platform. So this makes you wonder, is their main source of income even from trading anymore? Or is it from these referral programs? I've also heard numerous horror stories about these platforms not allowing people to make withdrawals or kicking people out of trades. Even the prop firms, companies meant to fund good traders, are starting to worry me because there's so many just popping up out of blue. And if you're stuck with the US regulated brokers, it's not usually the same type of trading. You can't trade metals or indices, and it's also lower leverage. This whole situation has shaken my trust in the industry. Earlier this year, I did say that Forex trading is possible and that there are other options, but the concept for it does scare me, especially when it comes to putting your hard-earned money into these platforms. And here's the hard truth. Forex trading is a form of fast money. In Forex, your money can disappear as quickly as it appears. So many traders promote a lavish lifestyle that is most times not sustainable, and I do not want to be a part of that. So that, in combination with the fact that the current broker market is very shady, is why I'm taking a step back from Forex trading. But this shift also means a shift for my channel. I know I've been inconsistent and taking very
All right. Well, we've heard her pitch there. I don't really understand what the problem is with her. She sounded like she was successful when she traded, and it afforded her a travel lifestyle. So I don't know why she decided to abandon that and then go into the employee track where you're going to college and getting a degree and working for a tech company, and you don't have time. Those are two different paths. You're either an entrepreneur and you're taking matters into your hand, you're making your own money and you're dictating your own time, or you're an employee. You can't combine. I mean, you have to decide what track that you're on, and if you want to combine both, you can't pit them against each other and say that one is. I really don't understand her challenge. Now I do understand the problem with the brokerage stateside. There seems to be something going on here in the U.S. where retailers or working class is not allowed to make money. That's the conclusion I've come to. Where whether it's crypto, the on and off trails and on and off ramp into these crypto exchanges have been completely tightened, or the exchanges have been kicked out of the country, or and same thing with forex trading. I get this idea or this feeling that if you're not going to work as an employee, if you're trying to make an income by yourself on the side, running trading or doing even businesses, after after we got through the pandemic, there was this surge of money, which I think was still basically from all the printing that they did. But then since 2023 and 2024, there's just been a straight decline in terms of money circulating in the economy. And we have some regulatory tightening that's happening, whether it's through the SEC or just the government is tightening. They've unleashed a whole bunch of regulations that is making it very difficult for retailers or average working class people to make money. That I agree with. There's something going on there. But the idea that forex trading is wrong, or you know, it's not profitable, is not true. You have to, just like what I was saying earlier, is you have to work on your discipline, have a plan. Don't spend too much time staring at the market like she was describing. I don't think that's the strategy. you've got to find other things to do as well. Like if you're a day trader, you look for your signal. If you look for your signal, if it's not there, you leave. If it's there, you take your trade and you call it a day. I don't think trading is something you spend so much time just staring at the charts all day long. Uh, it'll just wear you out, and you just won't be happy at the end of the day. So, I have mixed feelings from that video. She also didn't talk about numbers. She said it made her money and she was able to travel, but I'm a numbers guy, and it would have been great if she actually talked about this is how much I made, this is how much I lost, this is how much she was able to afford me, the lifestyle was able to afford me. I think it's a good avenue to make money if you want to go in that direction. But be very cautious and disciplined and do your research. That's more of a comprehensive outlook on it versus just dismissing it altogether because of challenges. That's all I have to say about that. I'm going to move on with